You need to know if you don't know them already. Weekly Essential. Be sure to send us your comments, your questions, and or your suggestions to ryansrockshow.com. I had a chance to meet up with the guys in I Am The Avalanche. Here's what they had to say.
The whole record industry, it seems like they're desperately trying to find a new way to sell music.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, they'll take the artist's money instead from touring and stuff. And it's the record industry's job to find a way to sell records, you know. For the artist, it's our job to get in there and get sick tours and just do what we do every night. You know?
Yeah. Do you guys ever have pressure from your label? Do you ever feel that you need to sell X amount of records, or?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, it's more of an independent level.
Yeah.
I mean, we recorded our record and put it out, and that was it, you know. This time around, it's like, you know, as we were talking about the industry before, the industry's hurting, so now record labels, you know, aren't as eager to spend money as they used to be. So,
yeah.
I mean, artists are definitely fighting for that. You know.
Are you guys big fans of digital downloading? Do you think that helps your band?
Totally cool. Anyone listening should just go and steal all the music they can from us. As long as you come to the show.
It's just to come to exactly what he said. It's just, you know, the most important thing about it is that people just come see you play, because that's what we thrive on, you know.
Yeah.
The audience that watches us, if they have a good time, then that's all that matters to us, you know. Just come to the show, get the fucking record however you get it.
That's sweet, man.
If you want to support a band you love, definitely just come out to the show and pick up a T-shirt or something like that. That's how you're really gonna help the band out, you know.
Do you guys have favorite places that you like to go?
Oh yeah.
What are some of your favorites?
I love Texas and Jersey and
really?
LA and New York and London and Amsterdam, everywhere. I mean,
Tokyo.
No matter where we go.
Oh, you guys went to Tokyo?
Yeah.
Dude, what was that like?
Best city, best place for a rock and roll band to play.
Really?
I would say.
We
Yeah.
stayed in Tokyo for 4 or 5 days, I think. We played 8 shows in Japan, I think, over a period of 10 or 11 days, and it was, I think it was probably the best trip of all of our lives, for the most part.
How is it different playing over there than in the States?
People are just really passionate over there. Kids come out to shows, and we didn't necessarily not that many people knew about who we were, you know, but they had a very open mind, and we're just there to have a good time. So, you know what I mean? They just have a really open mind about rocking out.
Is it hard hanging out with the fans after because they don't speak English?
We had a translator with us.
Oh, that's sweet. That's good.
But she wasn't there all the time.
It was pretty funny. It was a good time.
As corny as it sounds, you really do speak through music with them.
Really?
I mean, you connect for a half hour, and then afterwards you're just
and then you just hang
you
out.
can hug and stuff.
Yeah, there were a few of them that danced for us. They
What?
expressed their excitement and you know.
While you guys were playing or after the show?
At the merch table, they'd be you know, check out my dance, and then they dance, and then we'd all clap, and they'd be yes. You know? So
Language is not just words.
it was cool, man. The kids there are amazing, you know.
We went around Tokyo with these girls that we met that were just not girls in a groupie way or anything like that, just friendly people.
Yeah.
And they took us out to one of those crazy arcades where you see it in Lost in Translation as we walked around Crazy Arcade. Took us to one of those, and we took pictures with a bunch of different fans and stuff like that over there, in these video booths that we weren't allowed to go in because it said girls only. I guess they didn't want people doing nutty things.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? Is New York's music scene different from LA's music scene?
Probably exactly the same as
Really?
LA, but
What's
that doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
I mean, the New York music scene seems like it's a bunch of people that we don't know or anything, and they're just people trying to make it, I guess. And then there's bands like us and Nightmare View and Hole and Head Automatica, it's brand new, Taking Back Sunday. They're actually real bands from New York that came up in a punk rock kind of way.
Yeah. Since you mentioned Head Automatica, I read this interview on Glassjaw.net. You were supposed to be in Head Automatica?
I was for a short while.
Really?
I played a few shows with them.
That's cool.
And on the downtime for Head Automatica, I would jam songs with Larry, the drummer at the time, and Jarvis, the bass player.
Yeah.
And I would jam Avalanche songs. And they weren't Avalanche songs at the time, they were just songs. And Head Automatica started to get tours and really start like doing it full time, and I just knew that I needed to front a band and I needed to write more. And
Yeah.
so before it got too hectic with them and started getting really committed, I got out of there.
That's cool. So it was like your decision to just kind of do the Avalanche.
Yeah, I called up Daryl and said, hey, not gonna play anymore, and you guys should get someone better than me, type of thing.
Dude, because I grew up listening to Glassjaw, and I heard a lot about your bands like Movie Life, and a lot about I Am The Avalanche.
Yeah, we were always kind of intertwined, like those bands,
Yeah. You guys still good friends?
Yeah, Head Automatica takes us on. Well, they've taken us on tour twice now, and
Cool.
I'm sure we'll be out together again soon. But yeah, of course, we're for sure. That's those are our peers, and they definitely rank among our peers and the people that we, look to for friendship and guidance and input and stuff like that.
Good, man. Like, what do you guys tell younger bands? Because I'm sure like younger kids come up to you all the time and they're inspired. Like, what do you tell them on how to get started or how to start touring? Do you tell them to go book their own tours? Or?
Oh yeah, it's easy now.
Somehow
Yeah,
tour
MySpace. Yeah.
as much as you can.
Yeah, every time now, anytime somebody's like asking, like, they're like, I'm starting a band, any like advice, I usually just tell them, like, play as many shows as you can, wherever you can, whether it be basements, bars, houses, bar mitzvahs, whatever.
All of you guys independently, do you think that touring has made a difference in where you're at now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
Really?
100%.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to like cough on you. Like, what have you learned through all this from starting from when you were a kid?
I've learned how to be a better friend and a better person, and I've grown up on tour.
Yeah.
Ever since I was 18, I'm 28 now.
You have to deal with like a lot of real life situations when you're on tour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it be van breaking down and literally you just gotta like, you look around and like nobody's there for it, and sometimes you just gotta do something for yourself, you know what I mean?
What about like your relationships with like your friends, girlfriends, stuff like that?
It's definitely hard.
Yeah.
As far as the proximity of everything. But it's a real test of it, for sure.
Does it take a toll on you guys like emotionally though?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every guy that you talk to that tours as hard as we do will tell you that you lose your mind to a certain extent, and you kind of go crazy in a way, but in a way that you learn a lot about yourself, and you come out of it feeling better. When you get home, you're like, fuck, that was an incredible journey we just had.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You don't want to you get home, you're like, shit, you want to be back out sometimes.
It builds character, for sure, I would say, and builds patience and your ability to cooperate and compromise. Definitely selfish as shit when I was younger and stuff.
Like, what do you mean? How were you
I don't know, I always knew that I was selfish and knew that I would like chill with like these awesome chicks, and then, well, this is just one example, but I'd chill with these sweet chicks and then like date a girl, and then 4 months later, after hanging out with her every day, I would just stop calling her and never call her again and avoid her. And I did that probably like 4 times in a row with 4 different girlfriends. And then I kind of knew, like, all right, you're being really selfish. You're kind of being a little shit right now. And so that's kind of the way I was. I would always do things for me, and now I kind of, when we're on tour together, we're all kind of, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get through this? How are we gonna figure this out? Where are we gonna stay? What are we gonna eat?
Yeah. Have the tables ever turned on you where a girl's done that to you?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy to write records about shit like that. So this last record was about some crazy shit like that. But the new record that's not yet recorded is not as girl oriented or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, as your band gets bigger, do you ever have trust issues with people? Like with Movie Life, you guys were playing in front of like big crowds, Do you ever not trust people?
For always.
Yeah, we've had some shit stolen, and we've had our van broken into, and it's just, the trials of any touring band. You get shit stolen, it's just, shit goes wrong sometimes. You can't help it.
Do you think that's...
You toured around in a pickup truck by yourself. 8 months a year, you're going to get shit stolen too.
Yeah.
It's just the road.
The people I trust are the people that I'm sitting around with, my brothers. So, and besides that, we kind of like
we don't really rely on anybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, kind of rely on each other.
Not that we mistrust, like don't trust them or anything, but we don't rely on anybody.
There's definitely a lot of empty promises, I guess, you know, that are always floated around, and it's never, I don't know. I don't ever believe anything until it's like right in front of my face, and like I can actually like reach out and like touch it, you know.
Put our head down and drive to the next show, and
Yep.
just it's full speed ahead, regardless of, you know, whatever comes to us is already meant to come to us, I guess.
Would you guys have like set goals as a band, or are you just taking it as it comes, or?
I mean, the goal now is to record our record and make it be a classic. I guess that's my goal for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Got to make a classic record, pretty much.
What's a classic record to you?
One that everybody will drive around listening to with their windows down, like all year long in the summertime, and you remember where you were when you were listening to it first, and you're still listening to it, and you bother the shit out of your friends about it.
I think Jimmy Eat World Clarity is a classic record of like our generation. I don't think anything can touch it. It's really
Right.
good. Yeah. Well, not that it's like, you know, at the very top of everything, but it's just one of those records that I can throw in all the time and I never really get sick of it. It's just always awesome.
It's cool. So you want to make something kind of timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome to make something better than Clarity. I think we
Oh
could.
yeah. I agree.
Sky's the limit, man. You know, when you get creative and you just keep working, and where we're at now and the way we write, like we rehearsed all day yesterday. We had an off day, and we just decided to jump in the studio and continue to write our record. I mean, where we're at now is just who the fuck knows where we can take it. You know, I know that we could be a band for a really long time if we just work our asses off and keep our heads together. You know.
Did you guys ever have a desire to get a huge band like Nickelback or something?
I'd be happier with like 2,000 kids a night. Well, no, if there's like a arena full of people that are not Nickelback fans, then I'd be more interested in that. Of course, we want success. You know, to play to a room filled with 5,000 people is a really good feeling when they're all singing back to you.
That's crazy. What do you guys think of like those bands like Nickelback or Puddle of Mud or?
Musically,
Yeah, like musically
I
or in general.
don't care for
We
it.
have a genre called butt rock that we call that
You
stuff.
call it butt rock.
Yeah.
That's pretty much sums it up right there.
Who else goes to this Creed go into butt rock?
Oh yeah, they're one of the
Disturbed?
inventors.
They're the godfathers of butt rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's the Godfather of Butt Rock?
Yeah.
Butt rock, you know, it's just butt rock.
Then there's also underground butt rock.
Give me some underground butt rock.
Underground buck rock.
Butt rock.
Underground butt rock is generally like when you're on tour with a band that you're not generally in that type of scene, and then the local opener comes on stage and does some shit that sounds like a mix between bad Pearl Jam and bad Nickelback,
Oh.
and like Puddle of Mud, I guess. Underground butt rock.
Oh.
Because usually you hear butt rock on the radio, and we don't have the opportunity to hear it live.
Uh-huh.
Thank God. Yeah.
So is this, what about like Limp Bizkit? Because I heard they're trying to come back.
That's I wouldn't say that's butt rock. I would say that's aggro, and aggro don't be a band anymore metal.
That's like crossover butt rock, maybe.
Yeah, it's like rap butt rock or something like that.
I
Not
could
even
definitely.
rap.
Well, he signed Puddle of Mud and shit, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's partially like contributed to butt rock, even
Butt
if.
rap
He's
metal.
partially
crossover.
responsible for butt rock.
Yeah, butt rap.
Butt rock.
Butt rap metal.
Butt rap hybrid metal.
This kind of changes the subject, not
Okay.
to change
Thank
the
you.
subject from butt rock. But like, do you guys make all your money just off merch?
Yeah,
Pretty
whatever.
much.
Or
Yeah.
guarantees that like the actual show pays us, but yeah,
Right
that's
now,
it.
with like the gas prices, I feel like our guarantees just kind of get us to the next place.
I was just gonna say that, like, that's like super expensive with gas and everything.
Yeah, especially out here.
So at the end of your tour, do you guys actually profit money for yourselves?
We make
individually?
like 10,000 a piece. No, I'm
Every guy.
just kidding.
I was like, hey, man, that's butt rock
I'd
right
say,
there.
I'd say 90%
That's underground.
of 90% of the money we make goes into the gas tank,
Okay.
and we each get paid. I'm gonna lay it all out for you. We each get paid $10 a day.
Yeah, so that's like your.
we make $70 a week
For food.
for food, just for food. You know, if we have like other shit, we save our PDs and whatever else money we bring on tour, which isn't all that much.
Sometimes at the end of a tour, you get paid a little bit of money. Sometimes you don't. You know,
But we get by
bills to pay,
somehow.
and
So where do you guys stay when you get home? Do you guys shack up and live in the same place, or do you live with your parents still, or?
I personally sleep on couches.
That's
for
badass.
the last
dude.
like 3 years of my life.
That's punk rock right there. What about
I
you?
have an apartment. He has an apartment. He has an apartment.
Yeah.
We don't pay Rat and Brandon. They kind of pay us to hang out. So we take all the money and we get apartments and then they sleep on the street.
I actually live with my girlfriend. That's pretty punk rock.
Oh, so she pays for you.
Shit, man.
Let's collectively say that our girlfriends pay more rent than we do.
Let's just,
Dude, that's awesome.
I hook her up when I'm home and I'm working, but right now she's fucking holding it down the fort now. Baby.
Well, I know you guys are all from different places, but do you live in the same vicinity now?
Sometimes.
Sometimes
Depends how close we are to tour. If we have time off, then we split up for a little while. But me, Mike, and Kellen all live in the city.
Is it rent like super expensive?
Oh yeah.
Cause like out here, dude, me and my buddies, we paid $2,000 for like a 3-bedroom house.
That would probably be the same price in New
Yeah.
York.
I mean, do you ever have problems paying your shit after tour?
Well, yeah, we all lived together for a while in a place, and then we had to move out because.
we left for tour and couldn't
Yeah.
afford it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever just feel like quitting and getting a regular job?
Fuck
No.
Never?
Definitely
Dude,
not.
I think we're all on the same page on this one, man. It's like we just want to do band, and fuck it. There's nothing else really there. That's all we want,
Our future is in our own hands, and our future is very bright, I would say. And I think we all believe that. And money's not really the driving force of the band at this point. More money will come the more work we do. Make a record and then make a good enough record where people start filling clubs up.
Yeah.
Then there's your rent right there.
These are good questions, by the way, man.
Oh, dude, as you can tell, I did not prepare at all.
No.
Because I'm not a big fan of Q&A, so.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I hope to buy a really nice couch one day. So
do you?
One with a beer holder and a fridge.
What happens if the band breaks down? I mean, like,
We cross that bridge when it happens.
Okay.
You gotta knock down something. knock on your head.
oh yeah.
I would
Sure.
probably go to Bellevue for a while, which is a mental hospital in Manhattan,
Oh yeah.
and drink a lot of beer, like what I do now, but a lot more, and fucking go to school probably.
Do you guys party a lot on the road?
Yes.
Like, yeah?
Yeah.
There's gotta be a million hot girls that you meet, right?
The girl part.
I'm the only-
Brandon's the only
I'm
one
the-
that touches girls.
Oh, really?
I'm the only
Three.
single one.
Yeah.
I've been single
Yeah.
for like 3 years now. These guys are
Yeah,
all
that's how
very,
you do it.
very faithful to their girls, and it makes it easier for me to meet girls, I guess.
That's good. So
But
whenever
the
girls
partying
make it,
is more
they
like
can redirect.
drinking lots of beer and
Yeah.
stuff.
Usually our night entails of leaving the club, going to somebody's house and or a very cheap hotel room with a 30-pack of beer and watch some Max X or
You watch
Sports
Max
Center.
X
Oh,
for
yeah.
real?
Max X, Sports Center, the news,
Uh-huh.
basketball highlights,
Cartoons.
baseball.
Wait, do you sleep at fans' houses too?
More like sleep at friends' houses. and
Okay.
stuff, yeah.
We've been touring for long enough now where we kind of
know
like
people
have
already.
like we kind of know friends everywhere and they're very hospitable for us. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, I guess you can sleep at fans' houses now, but after like all these years of doing it, I figured, yeah.
we've had some pretty interesting situations where we've taken
Ended up in that situation, yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
we've woken up getting videotaped like while we were sleeping.
Yeah. Videotapes while you were sleeping. They were just there videotaping you were
Yeah.
sleeping.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I was sleeping.
Someone was videotaping. It was a guy.
That's pretty creepy, dude.
I mean, you should see this guy sleep. It's so entertaining.
You feel like snore a lot?
No,
that's my job.
Oh yeah.
I don't do anything.
You guys all seem pretty close. Do you ever get big arguments and stuff? Like, I mean,
No. Well, if you stick 6 dudes in a band for a year at a time, you're gonna kind of get into little tips and shit.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It doesn't go very far.
We've never had
It's
anything.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all fucking getting older and we understand each other for the most part, man.
We definitely know each other very well and know like what people's buttons are and when not to push those buttons. And
Yeah.
if there's a problem, you just bring it up and you don't let it bottle up into some big issue.
That's cool, man. Well,
I'd say we probably fight less than most bands do. We also just, I always watch, like, not watch, but we chill out with bands. We chill out with everyone on tour, and I'd say that we're in like the 95th percentile at least of bands that like have a very healthy kind of stress-free relationship.
yeah, that's cool.
Because it seems like lots of other bands, like, sometimes it seems like there's some weirdness there.
We have
And-
all original members too. I don't even think I can think of one band that we know that's been together for as long as that we know, or that has us and have the same dudes in the band.
Thanks to the guys in I Am The Avalanche for coming on the show. We leave you this week shining some limelight on the band. They're called Head Automatica. We'll see you next week on Ryan's Rock Show.